Now that's interesting. They've taken all these branches from all the trees, and there's a big piece of the tree, and they spread them all along this path. I wonder why the path was worn down so much, but what they've done, they've stacked all the branches along the path as a way to get rid of them. So you see, they've just got all, and I didn't know that before, I just noticed it. So that's why before there was just a little one-track path, and because it was tore up so much here, I got to thinking, hey, where'd all these limbs come from? And that's what they're doing. They're stacking all the limbs along the path. So interesting. I thought I need to make a little subscript about that. And I had noticed earlier that they had filled in here with more logs and more limbs, but that's exactly what's happening. Huh. And there we got the giant vines, and they just threw all these branches on top of them. Good way to get rid of them, all right. And I guess it's no problem. The creek, of course, is right over here on the other side of the path. So I'm walking down this path that's designed for the sewer, and then they're stacking all the limbs in here. So that's kind of a postscript concerning the now the neighbor lives up there, and there's one of these sewer cleanouts. And then as you walk on down here, you would see that we're back in the area that I've described in other videos about the fallen tree and all the trees it took down with it. And there were quite a number of them. So walking from that ditch all the way back down here, you can see that just another viewpoint of how extensive this work is. A price of $5,000 is what they quoted. That's a lot of money. And they started to saw through this big one, but they didn't saw all the way through it. And the bobcat right in front. And again, at least 2 trees to take down today is what it looks like. And then they got to get rid of that, all these big pieces, plus the roots that I had cleaned all the dirt off of last week. So again, we see more extensive work on the $5,000 price tag, and how they're getting rid of a lot of the... So I'm wondering if they are going to collect all these big pieces of wood to sell, or are they just going to leave them down here? I don't know. Remains to be seen, I guess. There's a real bottleneck down in the creek there. One here and one up a little further. And they just simply fill the thing in, is what happened. But as I walk up here, I'm heading toward the spot where I cleaned up. And I'll pick up my tool and continue my little journey here. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Have to be careful how I walk across here. I'm liable to stumble and fall. Now that these branches are in here, it makes it trickier. That's the path where they brought it down. That goes right up to the main street. Huh. And for some reason he backed up. You can see track marks where he backed up to that point. I cleaned all this out yesterday down to the creek, and there's another bottleneck down there in the creek. And we got these two stagnant pools here. The other job that I did yesterday along the creek, the whole width of the area that I've cleaned up inside of the creek, I've made a path so you can walk through the path without walking through the super tall grass. And the path is up ahead, and again, you get that glare from the daylight and you can't see very far ahead because it's all a white glare that comes out on the camera. Okay, so this path takes me back into the creek. I made this path some time ago, but it's still usable. And I shall, something was digging in there. I don't know what it was. There's deer tracks leading up to it, but I don't know why the deer would be digging a hole. It's kind of muddy down here. And then I step into the creek and try to find more shallow water. The reason I got the shovel, I just wanted from this stagnant pool up to here. I thought I'd dig a little ditch, and maybe if I can get the water running from there through here, I can get rid of some of that stagnant. It's taking on that real orange color, so I'm hoping I'll be able to do that. So this is Bob signing off, and talk to you next time.